I call Clear Curran. Sorry, I've got a bit of a mind block today.
Mr Chair, I'm pleased to speak in the committee stages of the electricity industry bill. There's absolutely no evidence that introducing further competition and asset swaps will tackle the huge variance between domestic and industrial power users. And despite this government's pre-election promise to lower power prices, National has taken its eye off the ball seriously, and because New Zealanders want lower power prices, they were led to believe that National would deliver affordability, and the government has said that the bill means more competition and more stability in the electricity industry. And while there may be a bit more competition happening right now, but there certainly isn't stability or affordability happening in the electricity industry. And the effect of this bill is essentially making things worse for the vast majority of New Zealanders, families who are struggling to make ends meet, our senior citizens who are living on fixed incomes, and all the while their electricity prices are just continuing to go up. And as you've heard, Labor does not support this bill. It hasn't supported this bill at any stage. And there's currently thousands of New Zealanders who are feeling the squeeze when paying their electricity bills. They're not going to get any help from the government's electricity market review or this bill. In fact, things are just getting worse for them. After promising that it would take action, the Prime Minister has offered very little to help New Zealanders who are finding it difficult to pay their energy bills when their family budgets are so tight. In fact, this is about to get added to with the 2.5% GST rise and allowing companies to use the ETS as an excuse to price gouge between 5 and 10% with nothing but a meek warning. And National promised it would do everything it could to take the sharp edges off the recession and help struggling Kiwi families. But the government's electricity market review and the bill just misses the point. Nowhere is the overview of the bill does it even mention constraining or reducing prices. Any reforms of the electricity sector need to deliver, as you've heard, on 3 priorities, which are sustainability, security of supply and affordability and predictability of prices. And these reforms don't go any way to address any of these priorities, nor do they give us any clue as to how to balance the competing considerations at stake. And transferring assets between power companies and reshuffling the bureaucracy is just smoke and mirrors, doesn't guarantee any immediate relief for Kiwi power users. Mr Chair, I want to refer back to that what the government said that it wanted to achieve with this bill, which was more competition and stability. And I just want to talk a little bit about Dunedin, which is one of the coldest places in the country during winter and where electricity bills are quite high. And I just want to refer to an article in the Otago Daily Times last Friday which reported that Contact Energy lost more than 2,000 Dunedin customers in the same quarter, that it controversially hiked prices up by more than 9%. It had had 47% of the 50,000 plus market and more than 24,600 customers in that May quarter. And at the same time that it had increased its prices by up to 9%, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Energy was warning companies not to use the emissions trading scheme as an excuse for price increases when they learnt of Contact's review in June. Contact at the time said it was actually 2 increases, a Dunedin-specific 6% to reflect the cost of generation and supply, and a nationwide 3.2% to meet the costs of the emissions trading scheme. And meanwhile, at the same time, Mercury Energy increased its prices by 3.3%. Well, just over a week ago, Contact Energy announced it was going to increase its prices again, when GST rises on the 1st of October, and those prices...
I call the Honourable Jerry Brownlee.